Let's see what this feels like. What is going on, y'all? And at the moment, we are in the passenger seat, not the driver's seat, but we're in the passenger seat of my partner's car, and we are on our way to pick up a new car for the channel. Now, I haven't picked up a new car for the channel in a little while now, and I'm really excited to pick this one up because I think you guys are gonna really enjoy it. A, I think you guys are gonna really enjoy what it is, and B, I think you guys are gonna enjoy getting to see kind of the process that goes on in the videos that we get to make with this car, because I'll give you guys a little bit of a hint as to what, or maybe a couple of hints as to what we are on our way to pick up for the channel right now. But a couple of clues I'll give you right out of the gate are inline six and turbo, and that's kind of about as far as I'm gonna go, and I feel like some of you guys have probably already gotten it figured out at this point. You're probably like, oh yeah, I feel like I have an idea what it is. But either way, regardless, we are on our way. We got about, like, I don't know, an hour and, let's see, yeah, like an hour and a half-ish to go before we get there. And I couldn't be more excited, guys. Like, I have had my eye on one of these ever since they came out, and not gonna lie, like, internally, I'm still kind of blown away that we are on our way to actually pick one of these up. But without any further rambling on, we're gonna make this, the rest of this hour and a half drive, and I will catch up with you guys when we get there, and you guys will get to see what it is. I'm so pumped. Now that we finished up the paperwork, I'm sure you guys can figure out what we're inside of right now, and it is still setting in for me. I can't really even believe it at the moment. I'm gonna turn the AC down because the blower is going super wild right now, but I cannot believe that I am currently sitting inside my own Mark V Supra. This is more than just a moment for me. It's still setting in, and I can't even convey how incredible this feels right now. Now, we're gonna be taking the fun way back. We're out here kind of on the outskirts of Knoxville at the moment where we picked up the car. We're gonna be taking the Dragon back, and we're actually gonna be meeting up with a buddy of mine that has another Supra, a white A91, and it'll look really, really cool next to this silver A90. So the drive home is gonna be absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait to get out on the road with this thing. I am just mind blown right now. Well, I know we didn't really film much during the actual deal, the actual purchasing experience and stuff like that. It was awesome, by the way. There was literally it was super quick, super smooth, no issues whatsoever. We got out on the highway, and I just wanted to make sure that before we started filming again that we were out of the really busy traffic in downtown. But at this point now, we're not quite out in the country area, but we're definitely a little bit less in the middle of the city. So I'm really I still can't believe that I'm sitting where I'm sitting. It's monumentally insane. It's absolutely monumentally insane that I'm sitting where I'm sitting right now, and I'm still trying to process it. It feels like I'm on a test drive. It doesn't feel like I'm actually, it doesn't feel like it's actually mine yet. I mean, it does, but it also doesn't, and I think that will come with time. But oh my god, I'm not gonna take up much of this video with the actual footage of us just driving along, but I will catch up with you guys when we actually get to the meeting place of where my buddy with another Supra is gonna be meeting up with us. And oh my god, the PT Cruiser in front of us is finally getting off the, oh my god, that is a piece of somebody's fender in the road. Holy crap, I'm really glad we didn't hit that. I haven't even gone full throttle yet. It's oh dude, because I want to actually capture that on video. I want you guys to be able to see my first reaction. I've driven a Mark V Supra before, but A, it's been quite a while, and B, I feel like going full throttle in your own is definitely a different feeling than going full throttle in somebody else's, or a test drive or something. And not that it's gonna feel any different, but it's definitely gonna cement that in your head that oh wait, yeah, that is my Supra. That is still, by the way, so incredibly weird to say. But enough going on about that. We'll catch up with you guys a little further down the road. Well, we just stopped here at 129 Hub on our way to the Gap. We're in the Supra right now, and we're gonna be obviously doing some more filming a little bit later with the car. I haven't even put it in sport mode yet for the first time. Like, I've run through the gears a couple of times, but like, I wanted to save the sport mode reaction and the full throttle reaction for like my very first time right here on video. But this place is like super, super cool. There's nobody here right now, but this entire parking lot, it like basically just completely fills up whenever there's like a big event. Sometimes it's all Porsches, sometimes it's all Corvettes, sometimes it's a bunch of like Subarus, and every once in a while there's a couple Supras or two. And it's still, I mean, even at this point, it's starting to set in a little bit more, but it hasn't even fully set in yet, even now. It's just so incredibly insane. And a buddy of mine is gonna be here with another Supra pretty soon, a white one. And oh my God, I am super, like, my hair is going all over the place. I am super sweaty right now, but it's like 95 degrees out here in Tennessee right now. So it's extremely hot, but dude, I cannot get over how much I love the silver. I was thinking about a couple of different colors. I was thinking about red and I was thinking about yellow. But like, the more I see this silver in the sunlight especially, like, I am really, really falling more and more in love with it. I really am. And like, God, the experience of being in this thing now is just, it really is so next level. And it's one of those things where I am so glad that Toyota and BMW decided to collaborate on this car. I know a lot of people will obviously poke at the car and say, oh, it's a BMW, this, that, and the other thing. And obviously, to drive it, it feels very BMW. It does. The transmission programming feels very BMW. The engine, the power band, all feels very BMW. But honestly, I don't really think that's a bad thing, because the steering reminds me a lot of my BRZ, but the chassis dynamics remind me of my E46 M3 in a lot of ways. So again, that like, you know, Toyota and BMW kind of DNA, there is definitely a good bit of crossover there. But once my buddy gets here with his white Supra, I cannot wait to get both of these cars parked up next to each other. And of course, my future plans for this thing include an exhaust, wheels, and definitely a couple of other little things that I can't wait to share with y'all. But the next time you see this car anyway, we're gonna be doing more driving, and of course, we're gonna be getting some photos with my buddy in the white Supra. So let's see, we'll see when he pulls up. Can I make this turn? I don't know, I shouldn't have gone out this way. But it's one of those things where I'm just extremely sweaty, so please do forgive that. But we just left 129 Hub, and we've got it in manual mode, sport mode, and we're gonna see what it feels like for the very first time. This is literally my very first time ever putting it in sport mode. We've got that white Supra behind us. It's a A91, and it's only slightly been modified. It's got a downpipe and a catback, I believe. But other than that, it's pretty stock. So let's see what this feels like. That sounds incredible. Oh my God. That is wild. This power is silly. This power is absolutely ridiculously silly. And this smile cannot be faked. There is no way. I don't know how much of that you guys can hear, but bro, it's wonderful. And this ZF8 speed, I know it's an automatic. I know that everybody's gonna judge it, but oh man, and this is coming from somebody that has almost always exclusively owned manual cars, but this gearbox is insane. It's honestly totally comparable to some of the dual clutch transmissions that I've felt before. It's not gonna be, obviously, you know, GTR dual clutch quick or anything like that, but man, it is just so positive with the engagement of each gear, and it's so easy. I'm not denying how incredibly easy it is. You literally just pull the paddle and it does whatever you want. And I know that I'm not telling y'all anything you don't already know when I say that, but let me tell you guys right now, that is so stupidly addictive. Oh my God. All right, we're down here on some straightaways right now, so I'm gonna actually, like, when I say straightaways, I mean some, like, really open straightaways. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in. So we're down here on some really open straightaways now. We're just gonna cruise, and I've put it back into normal mode, put it back into drive, and it quiets everything down, and it's so incredibly stealth again. I cannot believe how stealth it is when you're in just normal drive in, you know, automatic mode. I know that that's the boring mode, and there's nothing really all that special about it, but geez, bro, I still cannot get over how incredibly dual personality this car is. I mean, you can put it in sport mode and in manual mode and have as much fun as you want. It literally feels like a BRZ with power, and then you just put it back into normal mode, put it in drive, and it's a quiet cruiser. Now, I will say it's probably not gonna be all that quiet for long, because there is definitely an exhaust in this thing's future. I've got to figure out what exhaust I actually want, but it's one of those things where I think, you know, once I figure out what exhaust setup I actually want, you guys are gonna know pretty quickly. Now, I do want to do at some point, I do want to do a downpipe. I think my kind of, you know, stage 1 package would be pretty obviously, you know, intake, downpipe, exhaust, and tune. But I mean, it definitely doesn't need that right now. I mean, it's already so much car, and I'm gonna have to go through the process of learning it for sure. But I want to bring you guys with me in that journey and in that experience. And I think not only am I gonna really love and enjoy driving this car, but I know I'm gonna enjoy sharing that journey with you guys, because, you know, I love filming in the BRZ, but at the same time, I really wanted to be able to approach a car from a completely fresh standpoint, and I'm so excited to do that with this Mark V Supra. I cannot wait to take you guys along with me with all the journeys that I plan on having in this car. Obviously, up here at, you know, at the Dragon at 129, but also at many other roads around the Southeast. Also track days. We definitely have some days at Road Atlanta and Atlanta Motorsports Park in this car's future. And I know I'm going on and on and on. I know I'm losing it, but like, oh, I'm just like, I'm like a kid right now, dude. Like, I have not felt this excited about a car in many, many years. I haven't felt this excited about a car since my very first FRS, and that should tell you guys just about everything you need to know. From a car enthusiast perspective, that right there should say more than any other amount of words could possibly say. And honestly, at this point, I cannot wait to get it into some twisties, because, I mean, it's really fun on these long straightaways, but I'm sure it's gonna be even more fun once the road gets tighter. Bro, this thing is hilarious. It's ridiculous. Like, I cannot believe how it doesn't feel like any other turbo car I've ever driven. And I'm doing a terrible job at holding the camera. This is my buddy Wade, and this is his white Supra. I didn't really introduce them properly earlier at all. I mean, I kind of did, but not here on camera. The places where I'm thinking in my head, oh, you'll need second for this. No, I just leave it in like fourth and just like breathe on the throttle and it's gone.
The gearing's perfect in these cars.
It is. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. I can definitely tell that at some point it's gonna need some brake pads, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, have you changed anything on yours brake-wise?
No, mine's still the same.
Still stock? Okay.
You can definitely tell it's a little bit heavier vehicle than an 86. Though.
Yeah, a little bit. But it doesn't really throw off the steering much at all. I mean, like, the steering feel is awesome. The steering feel is so good. I definitely want to put my camera back at the back of the car and see if I can get, you know, some audio of the exhaust. But, it's like, I can't believe how much like factory burble tune it has.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it's kind of ridiculous.
And a lot of people will just put downpipes on them and just leave the stock exhaust.
Honestly, I wouldn't blame them if they did. I really wouldn't blame them if they did leave the stock cat back and just put, you know, a downpipe on it. That would probably give you, I mean, what, another 100 foot-pounds of torque?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, well, at least when you pair it with a tune.
It would be Miata speed.
Exactly. Well, add a whole extra Miata worth of power. Well, we're cruising through the gap now, and we've got the windows like halfway down and the AC running. I should probably turn the AC down a little bit actually, because it's kind of like, it's blowing a lot. But a bike literally was just like, hey, there's a cop ahead, so you should probably be aware of that. Like, did the little head pat thing. So we're gonna be really careful. But I am blown away by the amount of sound this car has, even with the stock exhaust. Now, the one behind me has basically a straight pipe, and so it's extremely loud. I can hear his like pops and crackles and burbles from in front of his car. So, I mean, my car's definitely not anywhere close to being that loud. But like, I don't know if I want to do an exhaust first to hear more tone, or if I want to do an intake first to hear more turbo spool. And I'm kind of leaning towards more turbo spool. I kind of want to do an intake first, but I'm back and forth. I don't really know. I'm very undecided on it so far. But right now, I mean, for our first cruise through the gap, this thing is incredible, bro. I am just absolutely blown away by what this car is and what it can do. I am insanely sweaty because, I mean, it's literally, it's extremely hot outside. It's about 90 degrees outside right now, but, and again, supposedly, one of the bikes said there was a patrol car up ahead. Patrol car, patrol bike, we don't know, so we're being really easy right now, and it's just as well, because this is literally my first time driving this car in the twisties, and I'm loving every last minute of it. It really is a big BRZ with power. It's so incredible, y'all. It's just absolutely mind-boggling what this car is and what it can do. Because if you think about it, it feels smaller to drive than like a 350Z, but it's so much more potent. It's so much more direct, and it goes the direction you point it, just like a BRZ does. Maybe not just like, because obviously you can feel the weight. You can tell that it's a lot heavier than a BRZ. But even with the extra weight, boy, does it handle it amazingly well. I cannot get enough of it. And look at this road. More of that turbo spool sound so bad. The sound of that turbo spool, it sounds so good. Oh man, I am pretty certain that an intake is gonna be the first mod. I'm pretty close to that being the thing. I'll definitely tell you that. That is, wow, that is for sure. Holy crap, y'all. I know I just keep gushing on and on about what this can do, but I have not, like I said, I have not been this excited about being in a car literally since I bought my first FRS. I mean, it is just such a moment for me right now. It's like, and I can't believe I get to share this with you guys. It's incredible. I wonder if you guys can hear the little pops and crackles that are coming from like even the stock exhaust. Like a little pop and crackle there. It's like it's got its own little, well, it's like it's got its own little pop tune. And I mean, I know that like pop tunes are not, you know, they're pretty, oh, there's one of the patrol cars. But pop tunes are obviously not something that I would recommend getting on any car. But I mean, the pops and crackles on this car with the stock tune are definitely like random enough to where they feel like an occasion still. They feel interesting. They don't feel like they're just gonna happen every single time. They really feel random enough to make it feel like, ooh, that was cool, like when it does it, you know? Oh, I love it. It's so good. A little acceleration for you guys. It's so wild. God, I love this car. It really is absolutely everything that I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a BRZ with reliable turbo power, and that's exactly what it is. Oh my God. I'll never get tired of this road. I don't care what car it's in. I will never, ever, ever get tired of this road. Oh my God, bro. It's doing that on stock exhaust. It's so good. Dude. wild.